Hello, everyone. It's Tracy Matthews from Flourish and Thrive Academy, and I'm here today with Rob and Kramer of Flourish and Thrive Academy too. Yay!
Hello.
Hey, Rob.
Hi.
Yay! I love doing these little Skype interviews with you. So fun. We're here today because we wanted to talk about feeling overwhelmed and discouraged. And we've heard a couple times recently, not only in our private community and with our private coaching clients, but also on our Facebook page, about jewelry designers who are feeling discouraged and they are having a difficult time moving forward in their business. So we wanted to talk about some of our strategies for how to deal with feeling discouraged or feeling overwhelmed, to sort of shift your energy and change that around. Robin, are you ready to talk about this?
I am so ready to talk about this, Tracy. It's such an important thing because at some point we all feel this way.
Yes.
And even if you're not a jewelry designer, you feel this way in your business at some point. So it's so important. And I think the timing is perfect. Perfect.
And it's funny because last week I was dealing with something with a client and I had a really interesting interaction with one of my vendors, which I wasn't happy about, and they were kind of in the wrong, and they refused to apologize, and it kind of set a bad mood for the rest of my day. And I totally had a meltdown in front of one of my other vendors, and he's like, "Is everything okay? I think you're kind of crazy." But it's funny because I used some of these techniques that we're about to share with you during that situation. So, Robin, should we get started?
Absolutely. I'm dying to hear what you do.
What I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed and discouraged as a
Yes.
jewelry designer, because it happens often.
Yes.
I mean, there were many months in my history as a designer, and in fact, probably about 2 years when I felt overwhelmed and discouraged quite a bit. And if I had to think about kind of the practices that I did then and what I actually have pulled through in my life now, they're pretty consistent. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I really believe that these feelings of being overwhelmed and feeling discouraged are about energy. So I'm going to give you 5 tips. We both decided we would give you 5 tips of what we do when we are feeling overwhelmed or discouraged. So my first number 1 tip is to actually breathe. And there's a quote somewhere, I can't remember who it's by or whatever, but it's something like, without the breath, you're no longer living, because you need to breathe in order to live. And oftentimes when we're feeling discouraged or overwhelmed, we kind of stop breathing, or we breathe really shallowly, or just not well enough. So what I like to do is kind of take a body check-in and notice where I'm feeling the energy. So a lot of times for me, it's in my heart or in my throat. So I close my eyes and just sit there and start to breathe through my nose. And breathe out my nose.
I'm doing it with you because
you should do it with me. Come on, do it with me, Robin.
All right.
So breathe in through your nose. And then breathe out through your nose. And just locate wherever it is in your body that you're feeling that sort of sense of overwhelmed or feeling discouraged. And usually, like if it's not in your heart center, if it's somewhere else, just identify where it is. People feel it in different places all the time. So the second thing I do is to do something to change my vibration and shift my mood. So it could be, for me, it's usually putting on my on my iPhone and singing a song, because I love to sing. And for those of you who've been hanging around me for a while, you know that I love karaoke. So I have my own little karaoke practice. And oftentimes it's actually on the streets of New York outside, where I'm just like singing to some song I love. And, you know, other things I do is I might dance, like turn on a song I love and start moving. Or my other favorite thing, besides my yoga practice, is actually to go get a chair massage at one of those nail places down the street.
I love that.
I know. So even like for 10 minutes, you know, I mean, it costs money to do that. But even for 10 minutes, it's for some reason, like someone just like working out all those knots in your shoulders, just kind of release all that negative energy. So my third thing is I write down a list of everything that I'm feeling discouraged about. And usually it would be one thing in particular at the time, but if it's a lot of things, I would write them all down just to kind of like dump it out. And as Robin likes to call it, a brain dump it out and get it on a piece of paper. And then I would take each of those things and find evidence that it's not true. So for instance, if I'm feeling overwhelmed or discouraged because I'm having financial fear in the moment or something like that, I would write out all the evidence that my financial fear is not valid and reasons why I should not be fearful about the money that's coming in. So let's say, I'm just going to make up a story. Let's say like I feel like I've been trying to get some new clients in the pipeline and no one's biting. And I'm really stressed because it's the first of the month's coming up and I need to pay my rent. So I'll take inventory of like everything that I've done in the previous several months, take inventory of why this isn't true. Well, in fact, I have 3 clients in the pipeline who are going to initiate their orders within the next couple of weeks. I've saved extra money because I know the summertime is slower to prepare for this downturn, if there is one, just saying that could possibly be the case. And I have 3 clients who emailed me saying that they want to purchase tomorrow. And I also have another client who has to pay their final deposit on their custom ring project. So, I would collect all those things and find evidence that whatever it is that I'm feeling discouraged about is not true. It's actually a really useful tool, so I would highly recommend using that. And then my final thing is that I would, actually it's not my final thing because I just see now that I'm looking down at my list that I skipped something. So my 4th thing would be saying affirmations, which if you're a part of the Flourish and Thrive communities and you've done any of our courses, we are big on affirmations and
Yes.
stating what it is that you want in your life rather than focusing on what it is that you don't have. So an affirmation might look like I have all the money that I need to survive, or I have abundant income, or you can get really specific. I am earning X amount of dollars this month, and I have more than enough money to pay my bills and save for the future. So it could be anything. You can get really specific. I have a very detailed one that I'm not going to share right now because it's a little bit long that I use on a daily basis. That is a great, great practice. And then the final thing, which I kind of skipped over that kind of goes hand in hand with breathing, is to develop a meditation practice, which I think is really important. There are going to be many times in our lives that we're going to feel overwhelmed or discouraged. Sometimes it might be on a weekly or a daily basis. I feel overwhelmed or discouraged probably every day for one reason or another. It could be something that's going on with my personal life. It could be something that's going on in my business. It could be a frustration I'm having with a family member. It could be a majority of things, right? It could be that someone bumped into me on the street and wasn't paying attention or whatever it is. There's a lot of reasons that you might feel overwhelmed. What I have found as a yoga instructor and someone who has been really deep into her meditation practice for several years now is that having a daily meditation practice is the most useful tool that I have to staying grounded and to letting go of energy that doesn't work. And all it really requires is potentially like 5 minutes a day. And what I like to do, just to get it over with, because I'm a morning person anyway, I feel like sitting up in your bed as soon as you wake up, especially if you're new to a meditation practice, and just close your eyes and you can put on either a guided meditation or you can put on some soothing music and just listen to that and go inside, and all you need to do is pay attention to your breath. That's all meditation is. I hear from a lot of people, I don't know how to meditate, or it's so hard to meditate, blah, 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 blah. Well, all it is really is observing your breath. So those are my 5 tips. And Robin, I'm really excited to hear about your 5 tips. What are those?
Well, Tracy, first I have to thank you because I always learn something from you, and I've known you for years, but I always get these nuggets of great information that it helps remind me. It's like, oh yeah, I haven't done my meditation for the last few days, and I'm sick, so it kind of like I need it more because I'm so frustrated about not being able to breathe.
I know. Well, you can breathe through your mouth. You're allowed to breathe through your mouth for this meditation
practice.
That's what I was doing. Until your sinuses clear up, right?
Exactly. So, so what I really, really related to a lot of what you were saying. For me, it's the kind of like act of turning off my phone and off my computer and just taking a walk, be it a couple minutes or like you said, for you going to get a chair massage. I totally relate with that.
Yeah.
Like just getting out of that space.
Stepping away, right?
Stepping away. Absolutely.
You are really good at that. I need to do that more often.
And for me too, taking a look, I'm a list maker, you know that. And
yeah.
If I look at everything I have to do, that just feeds into my overwhelm even more. Or can really get discouraged because I was like, oh, I haven't done that yet. Or
yeah,
someone once shared with me a long time ago, take the 3 top things that have to get done and do them, take action on them.
That's a great point.
3 is a heck of a lot better than 50.
It's true.
And the other thing too that I do is, and we do this with each other, but I have an accountability partner in addition to having you, but I have somebody who I will call and say, I need to be held accountable for this. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. And commit to doing those 3 things that are on that list. So somehow that just having somebody kind of on my side who wants me to accomplish things and kind of, as win, not to quote Charlie Sheen, but to make sure I'm winning. And so that helps me because that accountability partner is like, great, I'm going to check in with you. Mm-hmm. What can I do to support you? And it kind of takes a little bit of that I'm all alone feeling out of it. And also I like to write a gratitude list. And my gratitude list is very, very simple. I'm, or not so simple. I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have amazing friends. I'm grateful I'm doing a job that I really love.
Right.
So it's going back to simplifying, which I think going back to the meditation and the breathing and doing those things, it's like simplifying, kind of chilling myself out of like, oh, it's not as crazy as I think it is. And also, some of the things that I do as far as clients are concerned is I'm reconnecting. I'll pick up the phone. I'm a phone person. So I pick up the phone and I connect with clients that I know have succeeded with my help. Or, maybe I connect with a buyer I haven't talked to in a long time who, if I'm, some of the lines I still work with that I'll say, you haven't seen this new collection, or I thought of you because of X, Y, and Z. I'm reconnecting because if it's sales I need, the only way I'm going to get sales is by taking action on it.
Right.
And I think, I've talked about this. We have some amazing designers in our mastermind program, mm-hmm. and some of the frustration sometimes is like, the buyer doesn't want to see me, or I can't get in to show the line. It's a new buyer. What do I do? And it's just being true to who you are and being consistent and committed. Those are the 2 things. And so if you call up, you're not going to bug somebody, but be really consistent with it and try and connect with the assistant who picks up if that's the case. But commit to reaching out to at least 5 of your accounts. And you and I were even talking about, well, if you're new and you haven't really sold to a specific account, go, when I have a jewelry designer friend who, starting out, she just sold to her siblings and cousins when she first started out. You know what? Call them. Why do they love it? Hearing why they love your jewelry kind of empowers you. You get your mojo back, so to speak.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay. It just gets you more centered of like, I'm doing this. I love what I do. It gives you that power to call. And just know, hearing a no is just part of every business.
Right.
So don't let that discourage you, because with every, no you're going to get, just know there's a yes down the road.
Right.
And, and maybe don't stop until you get a yes. But the no could be no for various reasons. It's not you. It's no, I may not have it in my budget right now for the buy, or no, not at this time. We're fully committed to other designers, or, don't take it personally. Just move on and be like, great, just know I'm here. I'm going to follow up with you in a few months or a month. I look forward to seeing you at X, Y, and Z. What are you looking for? It opens the door to possibility of other things too. So,
and how do you think confidence plays into that?
You know what? Confidence is a big thing because let's go there. Let's go to dating. Who wants to date somebody who is calling and going, hey, I don't really want to bother you, and I know you're really busy, and you know, if you could possibly, I don't know, how about just calling me up and say, I'd really love to see you. Are you available on Saturday at 7 o'clock? I mean, to me, even just as confident in the call as it is in person is just like, that's sexy. And that's going to make me want to spend time with that person.
Or buy your jewelry.
or buy my jewelry. Right, right. So, you know, the hemming and hawing, you know, be direct and really kind of step up. And if someone says no, that's quite all right. And find out a little bit more. What are you looking for? And be confident in what you do. You are doing it for a reason. I heard this great quote this weekend that says, I'm going to have to read it. It says, we all have good intentions, but it's being intentional that moves you forward. And I love that because, you know, we all, especially being a designer and wanting to connect, and sales is such a hard thing for so many designers.
I know.
It really, because it's an uncomfortable place sometimes. But you know what? If you're true to who you are and what you're designing, and you know it's a passion of yours,
right?
People see that, they feel it, they know when someone's being fake and not real,
right?
So just, you know, really, I love it. Be intentional, and don't let the no or not right nows, you know, everyone's entitled to that.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It's just, it's going to happen with somebody else.
Great.
So.
Oh my God. That's so awesome, Robin. Thank you so much for sharing your little sales advice and your 5 things. We got through your 5 things, right? Those were 5?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Stay committed.
Yay. So we want to know from you what you do when you're overwhelmed. So in the comments below, we want to hear your little technique for getting over overwhelm. And then we also want to hear which of our overwhelm techniques, or getting over overwhelmed and when you're feeling discouraged techniques, is your favorite. So please post that in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to see you really soon on the blog and in our free training series that's coming up on July 5th. Almost, I was going to say.
Oh, can't wait.
July 5th, yay! July 5th, for those of you who don't know, is actually the Flourish and Thrive Academy anniversary. That's the first day our website went live. So we're excited to be having our 1-year anniversary and launching our newest free training on July 5th. So stick around for that, and we'll be telling you more in the next couple of days. Yay!
Yay! Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.